Hello and welcome back to the channel. As you know, food is the target of all sorts of chemicals and nastiness, isn't it? All sorts of stuff is being put into food. We know that in the supermarket, you go into the supermarket, they flash the camera at you and, oh, hello, security are watching me. Although apparently, I was talking to somebody, the security don't bother chasing people if they're only spending up to a certain amount of money. Let them go, let them go. Which is a very strange attitude to have. I thought security were there to make sure that people who did bad things. But it does seem the security actually assume everybody is guilty when they go into a supermarket with that facial recognition. As you go to the shelves and you take something, there's a camera, spidey camera somewhere, either on the shelf or up in the ceiling, keeping an eye on you. And, you know, next it'll be drones, hornet drones. You can imagine it, can't you? Bzzz, flapping about all over the place, coming around, looking at you, going, oh, you don't want to be buying that. Why not? Oh, no, too much carbon in that. Probably, in order to embarrass people, they'll start doing big tannoys over the loudspeaker going,
And you in the centre aisle, yes, you in the green Macintosh and the bright luminous beret, you, madam.
What, me?
Yes, you, madam. You have bought too many carbon credits and now you will have to go and put those back.
You know, embarrass them. Oh, I was going to have a bag of beans. No, you can't have beans. That makes you fart. Talking of farting, we know that animals apparently farting. You know, animals are farting. So you go and think, I know what I do. I won't buy my food from the supermarket. I buy it from the farmer shop. Oh, that's the ticket. And then Julia and I go to the farmer shop and we do buy that grass-fed beef and it's all very lovely and luscious. However, you've got to be careful now where you get your food from and your milk. Because apparently milk is under attack. Milk's in everything. Milk's in all sorts of things you don't realise what milk is in. And most of that milk that's in everything that you don't realise what milk is in is pasteurised, right up there. It's pasteurised, homogenised, standardised, and probably vaporised. Who knows what it is? But anyway, have a look at this. This was sent to me by one of my lovely viewers. And this is an article by somebody called Sonia Elijah Investigates. It does sound like some, private firm that you get in touch with and say, my wife, I think, is having an affair with a farting cow. Well, farting cows are a big problem. And so, in this, Sonia Elijah investigates. Breaking, methane-reducing feed additive trialled in Arla Dairy Farms. Let's just see what this is all about. So here's a tweet that was sent out the other day, and a lot of people have sent me this article, by the way. On November the 26th, Arla Foods Limited announced via social media their collaboration with major UK supermarkets like Tesco's, Aldi and Morrison's, to trial this thing called Bovia, is it? Bovia? I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe you know, you can keep that to yourself. A feed additive aiming to reduce methane emissions in the UK. Now, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, there is a severe problem when a cow farts. You can probably hear the earth under your feet rumble. You can probably see up in the sky the CO2 shake as another big waft of cloud that is damaging to the planet. The whole planet is going, oh no, not another cow. Another cow has just farted. It's causing too much pain and anguish. Think of the many millions of cows all over the country at this very moment, ignorant of the danger and the damage that they are causing to us humans who run around, who are, on the whole, mostly not polluting the atmosphere or indeed the seas or the land or anything else at all as much as those evil, nasty bovine creatures that they occasionally, having munched on a little bit of a grass down in their four stomachs, all of a sudden they go like that, and a little puff of methane goes up, causing so. In order to tackle this very serious problem, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how serious you consider this to be, chemicals have been produced because, those people in charge really are worried about those cows farting and causing us such grave concern. Never mind the fact that we've actually had cows on this planet for, donkey's years. which is a bit of an oxymoron, I know, but we've had cows on here for, thousands of years, and those cows apparently until recently had not really caused too much problems with their farts, but now they're getting back at us for all the injections they have to do, for all that sort of industrial revolutions that's happened to them, the industrial farming and the squeezing into very small things, being stuck in sheds in the winter, all that kind of stuff that they're stuck in. Yes, now they're getting back at us because as soon as they get out into those fields, they just lift one hind leg and go like that, causing us terrible problems. So, Arla Foods have tweeted this. We've just announced a new project with the supermarkets to trial the use of an additive, Bovaer. Yes, it's going on 30 farms. Bovaer, whatever it's called, a registered trademark, by the way, can reduce emissions from cows by 27%. And this represents an amazing chance to reduce emissions on the farm. This is staggering news. So let's find out then what is this Bovaer or whatever it is. The purveyor of nonsense, it would seem to me. More chemicals in our milk, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the bottom line is. It says Bovaer is a feed additive designed to reduce enteric methane emissions, belching and farting in common parlance, don't you know, from dairy and beef cattle. Try saying that when you're not in one state. It has been authorised for use in over 50 countries, including Australia, Brazil, Canada, and the US, and the EU. So, just because everybody else does it, maybe we should do it. And in April this year, yes indeed, 2024, it was authorised in the UK. And so now we're going to have this stuff in the cows and it's going to get into the milk. Bovaer is a product owned by the Netherlands-based DSM Firmenich, or however you pronounce that, a company whose work, supports the development of a more sustainable global animal production industry. The one that says slaughter them all, and is part of the fake food and synthetic biology sector. Yes, here we go. So DSM's website states that Bovaer contributes a significant and immediate reduction to the environment footprint of beef and dairy cows. Just a quarter teaspoon per cow per day reduces methane emissions from dairy cattle by 30% and up to 45% in beef cattle on average. Imagine if you just gave them a tablespoon. You might be able to reduce it more. Maybe give them a whole cupful, a whole bucketful. Then what would you do? Yeah, it would be so good because obviously methane is a gas that is emitted by cows in the beef industry. It's so much that it is we are balancing, ladies and gentlemen, we are balancing, teetering on the brink of disappearance. And if we can just stop those cows from producing those farts, we will survive another day. And so therefore it is absolutely necessary to put some kind of chemical which isn't really natural, that doesn't really have any bearing on anything, into cattle and dairy to stop them from farting. And then we eat those cattle or we drink that milk. So, no, don't want to drink that milk because now it's poisoned with something else, another chemical. So we'll all have to go to oats and try and milk the oats, and drink that kind of nonsense. It's a bit of a worry, especially as oats these days are specially dried off with all sorts of chemicals like glyphosate to get them into the barns very quickly so they can be processed. So what you're milking there is another chemical in your milk. No thanks. No thank you. I think this is another bad idea being pushed by, people who are under the thumb from these globalists to try and make us ill. I don't think it's a very good idea. Stick with grass-fed cattle who have nothing injected into them. That they are good, healthy, small farms are the things. And avoid, at all costs, going into that all-spying, all-face recognition taking, poisonous food halls that are commonly known as supermarkets. That would be my advice, but don't listen to me. You've got to use your own noggin and work out what the right answer is. Until next time, thank you for watching.